Hi everyone, it's Ashley here from Let's Talk Porsche. I'm here today with really exciting news. We've seen at the Shanghai Auto Show the release of a new Cayenne. Now what I'd like to do for us all today is go in a real deep dive into all the technology, all the information we have. We have the car here in the showroom to show off. So let's get started. So let's start off with the obvious, which is the changes in the exterior styling. So you can see straight away at the front of the car, we've got a much more boxier look. We can see we've got these really enhanced wings now. Now that links back to our Porsche DNA. It's the same thing we see in the 911, in all model ranges as well. Just kind of really helps tie the car together. We've also got the large grille and then these boxier headlights as well. Now you are going to get the Matrix LED headlights as standard, but you have the option of the high definition HD Matrix LEDs as well, which have much more dynamic light options for you. So the two main changes we're seeing at the back is going to be this new three-dimensional rear tail light. This is wonderful. It's free of any secondary cover. It's a real nice kind of statement to the back of the car. And we can also see they've taken inspiration from the coupe and moved the number plate from the tailgate down to the bumper as well. There are various sport design and lightweight packages available as options for you, the second of which uses features such as a carbon fibre roof to decrease the curb weight of the Cayenne by 33 kilograms. Now, the bit everyone's been waiting for is the update on the engines. Now, there's been some quite dramatic changes on this, so I'm really excited to show it off a little bit. With the engine on your entry-level Cayenne, we've now got a 3-litre twin-turbo V6. This now has 353 horsepower and 500 newton meters of torque, which means that's increased 13 PS in terms of the power and 50 newton meters in terms of the torque. So the S is where it gets really exciting. That's where we're seeing essentially the GTS engine at a lower model now, which is really exciting. We're seeing a 4-litre V8 bi-turbo engine in this model. This has a power of 474 horsepower. It also has 600 newton meter torque, so that's up from 440 horse and 550 newton meters, which is a really big change in this model. Now, there's been significant changes in terms of the hybrid models as well. So it used to be that it was a 17.9 kilowatt hour capacity in terms of the battery. That's now jumped right up to 25.9. Now, the changes in this increased capacity means we now have an increased range. So we've gone all the way up to 90 kilometres in terms of range, which is about 56 miles roughly. So that's nearly doubled in terms of the range, which is fantastic in terms of practicality. We're also seeing an increase in power as well. So we're now getting 176 PS in terms of your power. So it's a jump right up from 136 on previous models. Now, with this increase in capacity, we're actually seeing that the battery is a very similar size. It's taken up a very similar space. This is all due down to the improvements in cell density and packaging. We're also seeing that despite the increased capacity of the battery, we've also got really short charging times now as well. And that's due to the 11 kilowatt onboard charger. You can spec it to have an optional up to 22 kilowatt onboard AC charger. And if we're charging via those methods, we're getting a full charge in less than 2.5 hours. I'm expecting the GTS and the Turbo S e-hybrid models to be announced down the line, so as soon as we know more, you'll be the first to know. So just touching briefly on the interior as well, as we saw in the preview pictures, we've got the 12.6 freestanding and curved instrument cluster. This is now fully digital compared to the previous model that had the 2 digital displays and the analog rev counter in the centre. We can also see that the automatic gear selector has moved up from the central console up to the right hand side of the steering wheel. This makes plenty of space now for the improved air conditioning unit and extra space there as well in terms of storage. In terms of the air conditioning, they have actually released a better air quality system. This essentially uses predictive navigation data to detect upcoming tunnels. And so what that's going to do is once it detects that you're approaching a tunnel, it's going to turn on your air recirculation, which just helps improve your cabin air quality. If you couple this with the ionizer, then if you are like myself and unfortunately suffer from the hay fever in the spring months, it's going to make a much nicer drive. And finally, as we saw in the preview, we've also got the 10.9-inch passenger display. This now comes with media streaming as well, which is fantastic, but don't worry, thanks to a special foil, the driver won't be able to see the screen, so it's purely for passenger enjoyment. We're also seeing a completely redesigned suspension with the new Cayenne. It's coming with steel spring suspension as standard straight out the factory, including PASM, which is Porsche Active Suspension Management. There's now a 2-valve or dual-valve technology, which basically unlocks a wider range for your suspension. So what that means is that you're going to have increased comfort at your lower speeds, but also you're getting better handling in terms of dynamic cornering, for example. So it's just really, really increasing the range of what you can do with your car. This is coupled with the taller tyres that we're seeing across all wheel sizes. And it basically just gives engineers a better platform to really tune the suspension and really create a greater difference between your comfort, sport and sport plus settings. To inquire about the new Cayenne, call our team here at Porsche Centre South Lakes. Please like and subscribe for more tech tips and previews. We'll see you on the next video.